Hello everyone, and welcome to the first video in my guide to Git Good. This video will be breaking down 6 things beginners need to work on in order to start crushing their opponents. Let's get into it. Starting off at number 1 here is the biggest mistake I see new players make. You must protect your back. Your back is your weakest point of your character. So let's talk about how we can better protect it. Now, protecting your back and stopping backstab fishers is all about your character movement. The first technique you want to do is strafe backwards and to the opposite side your opponent is going to try to spin around you on. This will increase the amount of time that it takes for the person to get behind you and make it easier for you to roll to negate the damage. Your second option is strafing into that direction. This is riskier as you're forcing a timing competition to see who can get the backstab first. Your third option, and the one I most highly recommend, is to attack as they approach, as this means they will either have to react and roll, breaking their sprint to your back, or they'll get hit, and either way you are now in an advantageous position as you are the aggressor now. A mistake you can make here is not swinging your character to face the direction they're coming, and so the backstab will actually go through and you won't damage them or anything. So make sure to swing your character around so that they don't get the backstab. Going into number 2, this is another massive mistake I see players make, and this is R1 spam. And this really becomes a problem because it is very easy to have success against the average player who doesn't know how to deal with R1 spammers. But spamming R1 against somebody who knows how to setup parry especially will make for a very, very bad match. For more on setup parries, make sure to check out my comprehensive guide to parrying after this video. So the way to fix this mistake is to delay our second swing to make sure there's no pattern that the person can parry us on our second swing. Or, alternatively, you can mix in an R2 after your R1s to throw off timing more consistently and maybe catch rolls in the process. And now for a quick question. What mistake causes you to lose more than any other? Comment below. Now for number 3, we have something that will feel really awkward at first, but will improve your Souls gameplay tremendously. Playing locked on is easier, but gives a lot of problems with not being able to control your camera or spin your character freely. Playing unlocked is harder since your thumb has to operate the camera instead of hovering over dodge. Using a claw grip will allow us to be able to move our camera and dodge simultaneously. So I'm going to go ahead and turn my camera on and show you how I use claw grip. Alright, I have my controller over here, and so this is what you might consider traditional grip. All claw is bring your index finger up on either side. Generally I'll play one side claw around the circle button because you're mainly hitting that. And I kind of do a trigger finger motion just to hit the buttons over here. This lets you use all your primary buttons right here, as well as your camera, and then we just move our middle finger up and down for R1 and R2. And then I'll bring my index finger on my left side of my controller over if I need to toggle. That way I can move and switch at the same time. And so that is claw, and you should definitely learn how to do this. I know some people have trouble with like bigger hands doing this, but I promise you if you can get it down, it is absolutely worth it. Alright, at number 4 we have something many people still don't know about. Have you ever been stun locked to death? Well, most of the time you can escape infinites by hitting your weapon swap toggle as the attack hits you. Really though, if you recognize you're going to get in an infinite, like the two-handed straight sword R1 for example, you can just spam the toggle button and roll, and you'll get out of it, and then over time you'll get better at timing the escape. Just know that shoves and headbutts cannot be toggled. So things like the katana infinite, you have to be better at timing it so that you toggle the attack and not the push. Alright, tip 5 is really simple, but it will save your life a lot. Be aware of your surroundings, and be aware that just because you see only one opponent, doesn't mean there isn't a buddy about to backstab you and insta-kill you. So don't get baited, backstabbed, take your time searching for your opponents, and don't sprint to 0 stamina, ever. And going into our last tip here at number 6, we need to better understand spacing and healing zones. So there's a little extra space at the end of every weapon called phantom range. Keep this in mind whenever you're trying to be outside your opponent's reach. Something good to do is actually dance in and out of this range in order to bait your opponent into attacking, and then you go for a punish. And this is also good, instead of going for a punish, you can also use this as an opportunity to heal, since they won't be able to go for a backstab or stun you out of your heal. And that's it for my beginner tips to get good. Thanks for watching, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Check out some of my other guides and highlights, and I look forward to seeing you in Boletaria.